Hello everybody and welcome to another Legion IX Expanded Rome 2 video. I'm playing as Rome and my opponent is playing as boii. Right, let's go through the army builds. Right, I have 4 Hastati, 2 Armoured Legionaries, 4 Veteran Legionaries, sorry 3 Armoured Legionaries, 4 Veteran Legionaries and 4 Hastati, 2 Legionary Cav and an Auxiliary Cav, a Legatus and 3 Auxiliary Syrian Archers. My opponent has 2 Celtic Warriors, 1 there, 4 Sword Followers, 2 Wolf Swarm, 2 Levy 3, 4 Celtic Bowmen, 1 Heavy Horse, 1 Noble Horse General, 2 Heavy Horse, and 2 Light Horse. The rules for this game were no artillery, max 1 elephant or chariot if either side wanted to bring them, and max 6 of the same unit. I decided to go for the Hastati meat shield as they are very good meat shield. They are the best meat shields in the game. Not many people can bring them, however, in tournament rule start sets, as most rule sets have like a max on infantry, and as Rome you don't want to waste your infantry on the cheap infantry such as the Hastati. So however, in games like this, friendly games and stuff like that, that's not really a problem. I've gone for the Commander General as I feel like I don't need use the whip, as my infantry takes quite a bit to tire. Anyways, what he does, he moves his light horse around. I don't know what he tries to. Maybe trying to pick up one of my Syrians at some point, but they are very well protected, so there's no way. I have my Legionary Cav on standby, just in case he tries to engage. But he should lose that. He'll lose that engagement up front if he does. We stare at each other for a bit, and then I move my I charge his light horse, thinking maybe I can get there, and he gets away. Good micro though for my opponent. Got his eyes on his camp, which is always good. However, he moves elsewhere to do some commands, and I do get hold of his light horse. And he just tries to get them out of there, but as they're a light horse, they will lose a lot of men very quickly. As you can see, they're already both on red morale. I thought about peeling off an armoured legionary to help assist the fight, but it's light horse, so I didn't really need to. I must have thought that one of them was heavy horse at the time, but none of them were, so I decided to pull the armoured legionary back, as it will be needed in the fight later on. Also, I want to give a shout out to one of my friends. He's called Granitor. He also has a YouTube channel which is also on my featured channel list, called Granitor Total War. He helped me set up my YouTube channel and everything. Taught me a lot of things that I needed to know about it, and he's been a great support to me. So go on, if you haven't already seen Granitor, give him a shout, give him a look. If you subscribe to him, just put a comment in saying Legion IX Expanded sent you. Grateful. Right, anyways, he's shooting his Celtic Bowman at my Hastati, which is a bad choice. Really, he wants to shoot it at my more elite infantry, such as my veterans or even my armoured. I have put my auxiliaries on heavy shot, and I have got a very nice volley off there. I've got charges across the line on his troops with my Hastati, and I have moved into place with my veteran legionaries on the enemy, which should make short work of sword followers if the sword followers don't get the charge on them. My army legionaries engage these 2 sword followers, this Celtic and sword follower, they will struggle. These armoured legionaries will struggle, but with some support, my armoured legionaries should be alright. These sword followers don't get the charge, so these armoured legionaries should do very well. Excuse me. Anyways, I'm telling my archers now to turn their attention on these Celtic boars as they are starting to do some damage towards my archers. One of my legionary cav engages this heavy horse with levy 3. However, I send an armoured legionary which I have over in the vicinity to assist the fight, which should turn the tide for that. I'm routing his Celtic bowman, so that is a nice good win for me. He's moving over one of these wolf swarms to pin down this veteran legionary Hastati. I try to pull away but I know I'm not going to get away, so I get a charge with both of my Hastati and my veteran legionaries, but he counter-charged, so he'll win that engage. He should slowly win that engagement if not supported. If I need to get some support in there. On the left flank, he has one of his light horses come back, which is going to hit one of my auxiliary Syrians, but luckily it's only a light horse, so it shouldn't do too much damage due to its mass. And these are very well armoured units, so he should hold. I do get a volley off as well, which kills a few. He does pull through a little bit with his heavies to try and get to my skirmers, but I managed to just delay them with his statty. This auxiliary is not doing anything, but it's doing quite well. It's got 116 kills. But in the centre, I've won the centre with a decent bit of statty left, and I am going to try and full flank these Orc Swarm. The enemy, my opponent, brings in his noble horse, but gets intercepted by one of my veteran legionaries. And I use some more veteran legionaries to try and pin it down and kill it, as it's a very dangerous unit if it gets to start the cycle. I'm just trying to kill the last unit of his Celtic Bowman. My archers have done very well, as you can see by the kills in this battle. And it seems like there's nothing he can do, and I'm happily winning this battle quite effectively. He does get one of his heavy horses into my skirms by pulling through one of my auxiliary cabs, but I'm not too. It won't make a big difference. So I send my general in to mop up that heavy horse. His general was sticking on it a bit, which is a bit annoying. One of his Orc Swarms being quite difficult to kill, but it is getting surrounded and it is slowly dying. My cab gets into this last Celtic Bowman, and my armoured legionary, who's only lost 2 men with 87 kills, is pretty much docile the entire game, doesn't do much to be honest. I got a bit of a jab volley on there, so we'll see. Mighty Romans killing the barbarians as we see there. And that was it guys, quite a short game for you today, but good game nonetheless. Leave a like, subscribe, and like I said, give Granitor Total War a message, as he's a really good guy. See you guys.